Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be focusing our energy on a collector booster box of the Brothers War. We're going to see if we can't find a serialized card or a foil shattered glass transformer. So let's crack this thing open and let's see what we can find in these 12 packs. Since it is after release, I will go ahead and put the prices for all the rares and mythics on the screen so that way you can follow along, and I'll have the complete MTG box analysis at the end. So with that, let's open up pack number 1. So did anyone go out this weekend and play Brothers War at a local game store? Let me know. I played with a few friends, had a lot of fun. So we've got ourselves a recommission to start us off, a Mishra's Domination, followed by a Fog of War, a Union of the Third Path, Mishra Excavation Prodigy, followed by a Symmetry Matrix, a Plains. Then we're going to see Urza, Prince of Krug, decent hit from the main set, followed by an extended art Diabolic Intent. Very nice to see that. Then we're going to see an Urza's Workshop, followed by a foil Foundry Inspector, a non-foil Millstone, and then a Phyrexian Processor coming in here. Very nice to see a mythic in this slot. And we're going to see an RC Sharpshooter coming in as our Transformer with a Pyrokinesis Crawler coming in as our last card in the pack. Then we get a Power Stone and a Forest Dryad token. All right, pack number 2. We've got a Desynchronize, followed by an Overwhelming Remorse, a Fadeling's Vanguard, Third Path Savant, with a Yoltani Dissident, and then a Sardanian Cliff Stomper with an Island. Then we're going to see a Rootwire Amalgam coming in from the main set as our rare, with a Borderless Battlefield Forge, and a Kayla's Music Box coming in from Commander, with a Bonesaw, another Bonesaw, followed by a Goblin Charbelcher, and we're going to see a foil Goldbug Humanity's Ally coming in as our Transformer, with a Teething Wormlet as our extended art, and Soldier Power Stone in the back. So far, no massive hits except for the Diabolic Intent. That's probably our best hit thus far. Let's see if we can't do better. Alright, we got a Blitz Automation, followed by Machine Over Matter, Boulder Branch Golem coming in here, with a Weakstone Subjugation, Go for the Throat, a Levitating Statue, and then we're going to see ourselves a Swamp, with a Tyrant of Care's Ridges coming in as our rare from the main set, with a Hercule Final Meditation, in extended art, with a Smelting Vat coming in from Commander, and then we're going to see a Jalum Tome, followed by a Soul Guide Lantern, an Unwinding Clock, and we're going to see Megatron coming in here as our Mythic Transformer, with a Staff of Titania as our extended art in the back, with a Zombie token. Don't know for sure, but I believe every single token in the set, one half is Power Stone, and the other half is something else. I haven't seen any other variants. So we've got a Warlord's Elite, followed by a Gaia's Gift, a Curate, Deadly Repose, with a Falagi Excavation, and a Yoltanian Tactician. Then we've got ourselves a Mountain, with a Mishra's Foundry, a Soul Partition, and a Geology Enthusiast coming in from the main set, with an Elsewhere Flask, another Elsewhere Flask. I may just go back to be calling this the Everywhere Flask. And then we're going to see ourselves a Thorn of Amethyst coming in, a little bit of value from the artifact set, and then a Jetfire coming in as our Transformer, with an Inspiring Statuary coming in as our rare. And there we go, Soldier and a Power Stone. So far, not the best box. Maybe we're just not channeling enough energy into it to give us something, give us one of those chase cards. That's okay if we don't get it in this box. I do have more. We got an Air Marshal, Power Plant Worker, Latnam Adept, Tomical Honor Guard, followed by a Repair and Recharge, a Thropter Mechanic, and a Forest. With a Phyrexian Flesh Gorger coming in as a mythic from the main set. Very nice to see that. This card does hold value over $10. So there's our first big hit of the box. And then we have an In the Trenches coming in, mythic. Very nice to see another mythic, so back to back. Followed by a third mythic, Mishra Eminent One, coming in from the Commander set. Then we get ourselves an Ornithopter, not a mythic. Swiftfoot Boots, Key to the City, Cyclonus, don't count that one as a mythic because every Transformer is mythic. And then we're going to see a Hall of Tagsin coming in at the end in foil borderless with a Construct token. Alright, so we only got 3 real mythics. Again, I don't count the Transformers because there's a Transformer in every pack and every Transformer is mythic. So... Alright, so we got ourselves a Scrapwork Cohort, an Ashnod's Intervention, Tuano's Tinkering, followed by a Coastal Bulwark, Monastery Swiftspear, Thran Power Suit, and then a Mountain. With a Legion to Ashes coming in as our rare from the main set. And then a Perennial Behemoth coming in extended art. With a Scholar of New Horizons from Commander, with another Bonesaw, and an Ornithopter. And then we're going to see a Maze Mine Tome with a foil Megatron this time. And in the back, we're going to see an Altar of Dementia coming in as our foil mythic from the Artifact set with a Soldier. Alright, so that's half a box. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. If you're liking what you're hearing, despite the actual pulls coming out of here, why not give the video a thumbs up? I'd appreciate that. Alright, so we got an Excavation Explosion, followed by a Stern Lesson, Giant Growth, Wing Commando, Philagi Vanguard, Flow of Knowledge, with a Swamp, and we're going to see Mishra Claimed by Gix coming in from the main set. So another mythic hit from the main set. This is definitely going to hold some value. I believe it's around $20 in non-foil. And of course, this is the top half of Mishra Lost to Phyrexia. So now we've got 2 big hits from the main set, both mythics. Then we have Tassia Digsite Mentor with a Scavenge Brawler, Mishra's Bobble, a Self-Assembler, a Semblance Anvil, and then Blaster Combat DJ with an Adaptive Automation coming in as foil in the back with a Forest Dryad token. Every time I see one of the artifacts in the back, I get a little bit excited because that means you do have a chance of getting one of the serialized cards, which again, there's only 500 of each, so 31,500 total on the planet. So we got a Yoshin Medic, Gixian Infiltrator, an Ambush Paratrooper, followed by a Scrapwork Rager, Zephyr Sentinel, Lay Down Arms, and our planes. With a Simian Cermiculicum, I can never say that word, and then a Teething Wormlet, followed by the Arch Mandrite coming in from the Commander set. Does hold a little bit of value. Then we got ourselves a foil Millstone, followed by a non-foil Sigil of Valor, with a Chromatic Lantern, very utilitarian card. And then we're going to see Flameware coming in from Transformers, with a Titania's Command coming in an extended art foil, with a Soldier token in the back. Alright, next up we got a Military Discipline, followed by a Disfigure, an Urza's Rebuff, Veteran's Power Blade, Combat Thresher, Ashnod's Harvester, and then a Forest. Then we're going to see a Llanowar Waste from the Land Cycle, with a Tyrant of Care Ridges, this time coming in extended art, with a Giant Raker coming in from the Commander set, with a Jalum Tome that wants to stick to the card behind it. Trying not to reveal. All right, Ivory Tower, followed by a Gilded Lotus, and then we are going to get an Ultra Magnus Tactician in Shattered Glass. So that's kind of neat to see. You do get a couple of these, I believe, in every collector box, but it's nice to see that. Not the biggest of them, and certainly not in foil, but very cool to see these in Shattered Glass treatment. I'll put that in our cool pile. And then we have a Hercule Master Wizard coming in, Mythic Extended Art, with a Golem token. All right, we got 3 packs to go. And then we'll run the full MTG box analysis. I'll let you know what I paid for the box, let you know what our duplication rate was, and let you know if this was a good box, an average box, or a bad box. Then we got an Energy Refractor, Wasteful Harvest, Swiftgear Drake, Sultanal Stalwart, with an Argivian Avenger, a Junkyard Genius, and an Island, with a Lauren of the Third Path coming in, holds a little bit of value. And then Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia, coming in an extended art. Then we're going to see a Thropter Shop with a Swiftfoot Boots. And it's right about here that they start to stick together. All right, and then we get ourselves a Jalum Tome in schematic, and an Altar of Dementia Mythic coming in from the Artifact set, with an Optimus Prime, and a Terrestrian Mindbreaker coming in extended art, with a Golem token. All right, 2 packs to go. My fingers are always crossed that I see something of extreme value, but in this particular set, really want to see something in one of my boxes. So we got the Gnarl Pallbearer, the Moment of Defiance, the Koilos Rock, Thraxodemon, with a Spectrum Sentinel, a Haywire Might. This card does hold a little bit of value today, and a Plains. And then we're going to see the Stone Brain coming in as our rare from the main set in foil, followed by Feldon Ronin Excavator, with a Sardinian Avenger coming in. A little bit of value from Commander. And we're going to see an Ivory Tower, a Liquimetal Coating, a Lodestone Golem, and we're going to see Jetfire Ingenious Scientist coming in as a foil transformer, with a Lodestone Golem coming in as foil in the back, and an Elemental token. Last collector booster pack of this particular box. Alright, so we're going to start this one off with a Supply Drop, followed by Atomical Scrapsmith, then an Airlift Chaplain, a Goring Warplow, with a No One Left Behind, it's good to know, and then a Static Net. Then we've got a Forest, I like that one, that one looks really good. And then a Draconic Destiny, another Mythic showing up from the main set, not a high value card. Followed by a Borderless Brushland, an Artificer's Dragon, and then we're going to see a Pristine Talisman, a Liquimetal Coating, an Ashnod's Altar, a Ratchet Field Medic coming in, and we have a chance, and the chance has passed. And we have a Gilded Lotus coming in foil in the back, with a zombie token. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll get everything sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. We're going to kick off this MTG box analysis with a look at how this box was distributed across the main Brothers War set. This chart shows all the cards we saw during the opening, with the non-foils in green, the foils in orange, and the set in gray as the baseline. In the non-foil space, we saw 2 borderless and 12 extended art cards. In the foil space, we're eligible to see every single card from the main set except the non-full art basic lands and the 5 regular frame jumpstart rares. We saw between 8 and 14 cards for each of the primary colors of Magic in this box, along with 5 foil extended art cards. From the Retro Artifact subset, we observed 12 non-foil retro artifacts and 12 schematic artifacts. This is to be expected as you're guaranteed to see 1 non-foil of each in every pack. Differentiation can occur in the foil space as there are 2 slots that may or may not contain a foil retro artifact. In these 12 packs, we saw 9 foil retro artifacts and 9 foil schematic artifacts. In the Commander space, we saw 10 non-foil extended art cards plus 1 foil extended art card, and those Commander extended art foils are averaging 6x their non-foil prices. In the Transformer subset, we saw 8 non-foils, 3 foils, and a single shattered glass. Pivoting the coverage by rarity, in the main Brothers War set, you're eligible to see 64 rares and 21 mythics in non-foil. In this box, we saw 12 unique rares for 19% coverage and 2 mythics for 10% coverage. In the foil space, collector booster packs are eligible to see 101 commons, 80 uncommons, 127 rares, and 44 mythics from the main set. In this box, we saw 48 unique commons, 24 uncommons, 12 rares, and 5 mythics. In the Retro Artifact subset, there are no commons, but there are 2 variants of the 18 uncommons, 30 rares, and 15 mythics. In this box, we saw 12 uncommon, 10 rares, and 2 mythics in non-foil. And in the foil space, we saw 11 uncommons, 5 rares, and a single mythic. In the Commander subset, you're only eligible to see 21 rares and 6 mythics. In this box, we saw 9 rares and a single mythic in non-foil, giving us 43 and 17% coverage respectively. In the foil space, we hit a single rare. Finally, every single Transformer card is classified as a mythic, and as I mentioned earlier, we saw 9 non-foil and 3 foil. In total, this box contained 49 rares and 11 mythics from the main set, Retro Artifact subset, and the Commander subset. Along with 12 Transformer mythics in the box, the grand total is 49 rares and 23 mythics. Before we jump into the value of this box, let's take a look at the potential value of the Brothers War set. This chart shows all the cards from the main set by color and category, as well as by dollar range. As of 3 days after the official release, there are 16 cards valued greater than $10, 4 cards valued between $5 and $10, 51 cards valued between $1 and $5, but the remaining 306 cards are valued less than $1. The total value of the 377 non-foils from the main Brothers War set are valued at $493.88, which is down about 22% since the pre-release prices. Now let's pivot into the market value of the Brothers War subsets. In the Retro Artifact subset, there are currently 4 cards valued over $10, 5 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 33 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 86 cards are valued less than $1. In total, the 126 variants are currently valued at $223.57. In the Commander subset, there's only 1 card currently valued over $10, and no cards valued between $5 and $10. There are 8 cards valued between $1 and $5, but the remaining 18 Commander cards are currently valued less than $1. In total, the 27 extended art Commander cards currently have a market value of $37.77, which is a drop of 72% off their pre-release prices. And finally, in the Transformer subset, there are currently 2 cards valued over $10, 5 cards valued between $5 and $10, 12 cards valued between $1 and $5, and 10 cards that are valued less than $1. In total, the 29 Transformer cards in their non-foil form are currently valued at $110.82. Now let's take a look at the value that we saw in this box. From the main set, we saw 2 cards valued over $10. We saw the Phyrexian Flesh Gorger in foil at $14.23, and the Mishra claimed by Gix, also in foil, currently valued at $26.31. We saw 1 card valued between $5 and $10, 14 cards valued between $1 and $5, and the remaining 98 non-foil and foil cards from the main set are currently valued less than $1. Now let's pivot into the value that we saw in the 3 Brothers War subsets. In the Retro Artifact subset, we saw 1 card valued over $10, and that was the schematic Altar of Dementia, currently valued at $15.98. We didn't see any artifacts valued between $5 and $10, but we did see 10 valued between $1 and $5. Unfortunately, the remaining 28 were all valued less than $1. In the Commander subset, we saw one card currently valued over $10, and that was the foil Staff of Titania, currently valued at $11.19. Again, we didn't see any cards valued between $5 and $10, and only 4 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 6 Commander cards in this box were all valued less than $1. And finally, in the Transformer subset, our best card was in the $5 to $10 category, and that was the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus Tactician, currently valued at $7.90. 6 of the Transformer cards were valued between $1 and $5, but the remaining 5 were all valued less than $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box through a Patreon agreement for $204.67. Today we opened up 12 packs with 15 cards each, seeing a total of 180 cards. The 12 Transformers currently have a market value of $21.16. The 11 Commander cards are valued at $20.54, and our 42 Retro Artifacts are currently valued at $49.52. From the main set, the 12 tokens are valued at $12.34. The 14 non-foils are currently valued at $18.10, and the 101 foils in the box are valued at $77.70. This brings the grand total up to $199.36, which is about $5.31 less than I paid. For those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, 23 of the 180 cards in this box are currently valued over $2 and have a combined value of $130.38. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you in America, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Be sure to come back on Friday as I'll be opening another collector booster box on the channel, and not to spoil anything, but it's way better than this one. Until then, do something amazing.